this video, we are going to talk about the striker whom Kaizer Chiefs are targeting. We are also going to talk about what Jooste Dladla has said about Mshini. Does he have a point? Maybe he does. We're also going to talk about the situation that is developing with Kaizer Chiefs, which I think should be addressed. But before we talk about anything, I want us to just say congratulations to Bafana Bafana for qualifying for the AFCON 2025 without needing to go to the final day and without needing calculators. And to top it all off, we qualified without even having to play all 6 games. We had qualified by match day 4 because approaching match day 5 we had already qualified. So that's beautiful. Bafana playing beautiful football, and now we're just going to go and take names in Morocco. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pelo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. Okay. Lungelo Nguse, who is he, you might ask? Oh, let me tell you. So, Lungelo Nguse is a striker who currently plays for Golden Arrows. What is the attraction? What is it that Kaizer Chiefs could be looking for from this guy that you've never heard of? Well, he's a physical striker. He's a kind of a big guy, and he's also a willing runner, but he's also that poacher type of striker which Ranga is supposed to be. And given the fact that right now Ranga is not showing any signs of improvement, Unabi is said to be a big admirer of the player. This is reported by FAPost as well, that they are very much interested in him. And Eladumo reporting that Kaizer Chiefs were interested in signing him, but then there was Maele, which, by the way, as I said before, I don't believe that Chiefs actually wanted Maele. And there were talks of Michael Olunga, the guy who's playing in Abu Dhabi, and it was just going to be expensive to sign him, not to mention the fact that he's 30 years old. Which then brings us to Nguse. Nguse, last year he played 26 games for Arrows and scored 6 goals. No, he doesn't suck. I know, that's what you're thinking. Conversion rate is not that great. No, he was playing for Arrows. You remember the team that once went 12 games without winning a single match? That's the team he was playing for. Imagine playing in a club like Kaizer Chiefs where Unabi is clearly cooking and is doing some good things for the team. Imagine what he would do. And what is important here is the fact that he is admired by the coach. So I'll take that. The problem though, as you would know, is the fact that he's playing for Arrows. But his market value is not that bad because it's 300,000 euros, which basically translates to like 6-7 million rands in South African rands. So we can afford him, right? And hopefully he has a release clause because his agent is Mike McCabe, right? And Mike McCabe has sold quite a few players to Kaizer Chiefs. So there is that. I'm just hoping that this happens if Unabi is really interested in the player, because there's also another twist in the story. The twist is the fact that Stellenbosch wants to sign this player. And we know this. Is Stellenbosch, if they want to sign a player, they will sign a player. They do not need to waste their time doing certain, like, we want him. They will just sign him. So I hope Chiefs just picks up their socks and they do very well. Now, let's do this thing. Let's like the video. Let's subscribe to the channel. Let's reach 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Can you do that for me? Yeah, Danko. And if you've done that also, just make sure to like the video. You know, just for control. Let's talk about what Mshini, Nkosingiphile Ngcobo. Let's talk about him. Because Jooste Dladla in that podcast, Izinja's Game, said that he thinks his mind is messed up. Yeah, that sounds messed up to say, but he was talking to George Lebese, and George Lebese then said something that's very interesting, which is, if you see that his mind is messed up, then what he needs is love. But before we talk about love, is his mind really messed up? Do you think something affected him? Because we know changing of coaches has affected him. But also a few years back, he lost his father. And some people get affected by loss in different ways. So I cannot imagine how it's like to lose a father, because I've not lost mine. So for someone to lose their father and all the changes that are happening with the coaches, and not to mention with the injuries as well, because the kid has had a lot of injury issues, and we know that some players get injured a lot and they end up wanting to give up. I think the recent example was Richarlison of Tottenham Hotspur, and other players have come out and said how much injuries affect them, and some of them even want to quit football because of these things. So I hope that since Kaizer Chiefs did hire a psychologist / whatever person who was supposed to help these players with their mental side of the game, I hope they do help them. But also, the other thing is the fact that what George Lebes is saying, that the guy then needs love, he must be loved. He's talking about the coaches, that they must love him, they must like bring him closer to him. And obviously some of you will say, bah, we don't have time for that, we are trying to win, which is exactly what those guys were saying, Guti. The problem is at Sundowns or at a team that is currently winning, you can afford to sort of cuddle some players and say you are not in a good space. And even the fans, you can afford to say, okay, let's give him time. But the Chiefs, right now, it's a situation of you must perform. You must perform because the kid, Umtu, is taking your space. What are you going to do about it? So I hope even us as fans can support these players when they are going through a hard time. Because I got pissed off yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah, today. I saw a tweet, not a tweet. It was something on Facebook, and someone was like, Fia Krentuar is injured, right? He got injured on international break. And now I don't want you to not hear what I'm saying. You might have an opinion about Ntwari. You are allowed to have an opinion about any player. If you think he's not a good goalkeeper, you are allowed to have that opinion, right? You are allowed to think a player is not performing. You are allowed to think that a player is not doing well. But to wish them to be injured for the rest of the season, that is just evil. Umtagati, you are a witchcraft or a wizard. You cannot sit here and say, I wish he could be injured for the rest of the season. Like, I cannot stress this enough. You can talk about the fact that he's not make sure. Give Uvu my chance. Give whoever. I understand that. I understand having an opinion. But saying you wish someone to be injured for the entire season, target, clean. Because imagine you, if you got injured, you were in a car accident, and then your co-worker or someone who is a security guard at your job is like, yeah, I wish it doesn't come in Vele for the rest of the year because I don't have to open the gate for him. Imagine that. Imagine someone just wishing you to be injured. What kind of nonsense is that? I think the problem that has happened with Kaizer Chiefs fans, not even Kaizer Chiefs fans, fans in general, we have dehumanized players. Like some people will say, there's nothing there. That is not a player. That thing is not a player. It's a human being. Like people are here out here on social media pretending as if they are perfect workers. We go to a boss and we find out, Kuti, you are not all that, but you are busy criticizing other people harshly for not doing their job the way that you expect them to do. But now even in your job sometimes you make mistakes. And since you are working in private, no one is shouting at you and talking about you suck, you deserve to be injured, you are a thing. Let's stop dehumanizing players. They are human beings. They have families. These guys, when they post, even now, I saw Ntwarinje with one of his posts, he even blocked my comments because he knows he posts something, people are going to be negative there. These are human beings, and I'm going to say this, I don't care about YouTube retention, I don't care if people unsubscribe, I don't care if people unfollow me, whether it's TikTok. I'm not going to sit here and just say, let's abuse these players, because that is just pure nonsense. I would be saying big words if for Benga call. Let's now talk about George Matlou, because when it comes to George Matlou, there is a situation that is shocking. I read Dilatuma, who I always say don't trust them that much. And they're saying something very strange, because George Matlou, his contract is ending 2025 June, but he has an option, or the club has an option to extend that contract. They are saying that Chiefs are looking to not extend that contract. And I'm like, I'm shocked. I am really shocked that Kaizer Chiefs don't want to extend his contract, because really, I'm not gonna fight against the coaches, because if they see that is not good enough according to their standards, then that's that. It's just that I thought, he could give us a bit more. But what do you guys think? Do you think that Matlou still deserves another shot at playing? because we even with Umthetho, we thought it was done, but all of a sudden we see him in the cup game that we played at the weekend. So you guys are gonna let me know, what do you think about Nguse, what do you think about Matlou, and what do you think about the whole situation of Mshini? Let me know down on the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, Khosi, I'll tell you more.